Hey everyone, this is Mac. I am the Director of Quality in Engineering, and this is the video preview of our upcoming group conversation. First off, I'd like to welcome Andre. He's a newly added team member in Dev. He'll be the counterpart for our import group. We've been lacking software engineering tests in this area for a while with testing of imports into our integrations and third-party tooling. So this is a very welcome addition indeed. Welcome to the team, Andre. Moving up next to our OKRs. We're making really good progress overall for the department. The highlights would be MRA, which I'll touch on later down in the later slides. We're tracking overall above 50% in general. There's a slight attention that we need to give to increasing the MR coaches and specialties. These are the ones that are weighing down the overall score. And we also have a career metrics survey for all jobs in the department. Overall, I think we'll be tracking this pretty well, ending at around 70% on average for all the OKRs at the end of the quarter. We still have 1 month left. So great job to the team. Thank you very much. Moving on to the top of mind, as always. Top is always MRA and our 3-year strategy. I think that's our goal of being an open core company, making sure that we are always working well with our contributors and the wider community. We have great updates here, so please hold on to the screen for a bit. We'll touch on that. Number 2 is engineering metrics. We're always improving. You can see that we shipped a lot of improvements in the last month or so, and making sure that all departments in engineering are productive and measuring what matters and communicating that to the wider team. Pipeline efficiency, we're always high on reducing expense while still keeping things fast and stable. Community efficiency, and then other efficiency pushes. We'll go down in detail. The things that changed this time around is number 6, we move this up. The gearing ratio is now an area that we want to improve. We've proven that we are efficient and we can be even more impactful with more staffing. We do want to bring up more quality, more test tooling and other test infrastructure improvements in the other stages and groups that we don't have a counterpart. There is a hiring priority issue that we're tracking with recruiting. And overall, the lack of staffing in the ops section has led us to create a working group. And then you can see the slides attached there as well. Up next is 7, career growth of our team members. This was a top action item from our engagement survey. And this quarter, I'm very proud to say that we are tracking not only having career conversations with your manager, we also enabling team members to complete 1 career growth development skills training as well, a learning activity. And we're tracking really well in that issue as well. The last one on the list is I would like to have more performance indicators for all the job families. So the SCT job family is the one that we're going to work on next on duration and efficiency of tests overall. KPIs, a brief update here. MRA continues to increase. I believe we have a slide there to touch on the latest number. MTCC, mean time to close, S1 and S2s. We are healthy overall. S1 is stable. There was a recent spike in S2s, and it's not because of a bad thing. It's because we found out that teams, kudos to you, are going in and cleaning out old issues, 1 year plus old issues, which is great. We are an open core company, and that spiked up the number. It's a good behavior we want to encourage overall. So we will be revisiting how this metric will play into the overall. In the future, it's very likely that this will be not a KPI, and it will be deprecated to focus on age instead. Duration went up slightly. I think this is 60 plus. It's above 60 minutes now. We're not happy about that. The engineering productivity team is also helping out with Jihoo and other contribution processes. So we need to do more things around here. Master's disability trended lower to 88, and this is because transient issues, transient failures occurred during those times, and then we're going to do some more corrective actions there. A new metric came in, which is mean time to failure, and this is at 50 minutes. This is the first failure in all the pipelines. We want to shorten this down to 30 minutes, tightening that feedback loop for the overall team. and review app success rate dipped slightly, but still above 90%, which is a good thing. Okay, Ra, so let's dive in. We ended the month of March at 18.5 million MR dollars. Kudos to the team. We have great progress and collaboration across the board. We are now working well with customer success. Sharad, thank you very much for your invitation to involvement. We are very, very proud to work with you on that. We added daily tracking of MRs and also the organizations that are contributing to us. Also a reminder that we're not going to vocalize customers on this call. We have a MRA weekend review now and MRA wins in Slack. Next up, we're going to continue to iterate on the playbook. We have created or invented this 4-step playbook that that GitLab can leverage when you're talking to the customers. We're going to improve on recognition. There's a proposal to have a MRA awards quarterly on teams that have merged the most MRA MRs and the TAMs that helped us enable the most MRA ARR for that quarter. And the last thing is implementing MR coach specialties. I truly believe that if we have coaches assigned to specific domains, test automation, technical writing, and other things, we will get more involvement that way because there's a wide bucket, and having specialties and specialization helps when we want to increase momentum overall. Bug indicators. So I told you before, MTTC is less of an importance now. We're gonna key on average age instead. And the goal is to lower the average age of open bugs overall. So low level of shame, this would be a really high number of days into the multiple hundreds, but we will continue to improve as shown by the spike in MTTC S2. You can see that even though the number of bug counts for S2 is increasing, the average age is still stable, which is an acceptable trend, but we want to be better here. Next up is, as I told before, we're going to make average age a KPI instead, while MTTC is gonna go away. And then we're going to work with the team to bring this down and continue to improve the severity triage overall. Engineering metrics, the team shipped 25 plus iterations since we last talked. Very proud of the team. Major polish of our engineering division's KPIs. We added tracking of additions, enhancement, and maintenance in MRs. This is important as we continue to work on existing features, making them better, and balancing that with the new features coming in. We deprecated throughput. It's now MR rate going forward, and the specialization, the data classification of those data. We also added percent of MRs from the community overall. Lily, thank you very much for that. Next up, we have a new metrics engineering landing page. We're going to improve on that, and we're going to simplify the MR rate terminology. So it's just going to be MR rate, which is the MR rate of a certain organization overall. Next up, last but not least, is GitLab CN, aka Jihoo. We worked on the engineering activation for the Jihoo team overall. I'm the DRI for the contribution process and code structure. We completed, very proud to say this, the initial code structure and pipeline demonstration, that how the code is going to fit in and work with the main repo. We now have a weekly merge request status report coming out every week, and it shows merge requests being created by the team into the fork and also the main repo. The end goal is to make sure that the merge request coming into our main repo gets reviewed, merged in a timely fashion, and reduce any code diffs, because we're gonna work towards enabling code sync and then and mirroring on a consistent cadence going forward. Shen, thank you very much. You helped with the 13.10 release. That's awesome. And we also got the Jihoo team to work on Get and use it for the SaaS deployment. Thank you, Grant. I didn't link it here, but if you click on the issue, we link to MRs. I believe that Ali Cloud support is now in Get. We're going to work towards bringing that into the main repo. Currently, it's in the fork. And also Tencent Cloud support is coming in as well. So very, very much excited about that. Next up is we're going to improve the security testing of community contributions overall. we're getting feedback from the broader maintainer pool on the code structure. We're dubbing it the JH edition of GitLab. And then, as I said before, we want to use the same folder structure for all the other projects. We start with Get, which is the GitLab environment toolkit, and that will mirror the same code structure in the main repo as well. We have an engineering handbook for the JH team, link below, so feel free to take a look. And lastly, we have collaborations across the board. Within the department, we are looking to use Stan's work, which is the GitLab machine learning issue triager. We are at 70% accurate right now, and we would like to replace our manual triage in the department. If you were not aware, the quality department team members are the ones looking at new issues being created every day. We want to reduce that manual work there. Secondly, we want to even have more consolidation of tooling. We're going to work on enabling review apps for all MRs and have smoke tests running against it as the baseline, and get rid of the legacy package and QA. The package and QA job, the goal here is let's reduce fragmentation of tooling. Let's put it on one infrastructure. Let's pay it down and then make it as efficient and as solid as possible. I'm very excited for this because this also helps us dog food Helm charts and making sure that review apps are working and the Kubernetes installs are working off the gate in our MRs. Across GitLab, we're driving corrective actions. We have now a label. Thank you, Tanya, for creating this to track corrective actions from quality going forward. In the Improve Ops Quality Working Group, thank you, Joanna, for linking the slide here. I'll let the audience dive through. On the backlog is developer certification. I think this will also help add to the raw momentum. And then the demo sample data efficiency that's still on the backlog. And then we'll also look to consolidate that as well. So I hope that this preview is useful. As always, the agenda is the source of truth for questions. So please put your questions there ahead of time, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the group conversation. Thank you very much.